Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. Colin, Ben Goldstein. Phillies are in the postseason. There's some controversy about the pitching. We had some technical difficulties. Sounds like Phillies baseball, does it not?
It sure does, but Colin, today is a very special day. Maybe I'll sing.
It is?
For Colin Daly.
Is it like the new edition?
Colin Daly.
Oh, it's the extended version. It's like the remix.
Right, that's enough.
Yeah, we can kill that now. We've had
Happy
our fun.
birthday, Colin.
Thank
How do you feel? The Phillies clinch. Happy birthday. Is that your birthday present from the Phillies? You got a birthday clinch?
Well, we're about 5 hours away, so I hope so.
Oh, we get the NL East clinch.
4 hours, 20 minutes, roughly.
Yeah, get the NL East clinch.
Which I'm hoping that's what we're getting tonight.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, this afternoon.
Yeah. All right, where are we starting?
That would be exciting, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. Let me put my Phillies Sports Reports annual game rally towel away. Got to fold that back up nicely. We wouldn't want to get that all wrinkled.
Yeah, Phillies back to the postseason, third straight season. It's only the third time that's happened in franchise history. 140 something years, and it's only happened 3 times. It's kind of embarrassing. It's only the 17th playoff clinch in franchise history, Colin. They've been around for 141 years.
That's embarrassing. Don't say that too loudly.
That's like 12%.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, that's really bad. They clinched last night, 12-2 win over the Mets. Hoffman finished it off as a grounder to Turner through the first. No real celebration. Kind of just went on with business. Went in the clubhouse. Rob Thompson gave a little speech. They had a toast, drank champagne very quickly, and then went on with it. But when they clinched the East, when they clinch the East, it's going to be a little bit more ruckus.
Yeah, it's good. Business as usual. Yeah. Business as usual. That's what I got to say that way. Ben, I'll say, so I picked up the rally towel for our intro there. Got me thinking. Are you still doing the umpiring? Or are we past that?
I am not. Did not umpire this year. One, it wasn't enough money. 2, I didn't have a lot of time. 3, I was tired of the coaches being like annoying. So
that's fair. Well, I when I picked up the rally towel for our intro segment, my book used to have. Remember, we used to do the You're the Umpire segment to see if you were, if you were really worth it to have as the umpire.
I think I was pretty good. I think I was.
You were good at that. Yeah, you were good at that. Maybe next summer we'll revisit it. Try to get you back. See if you can.
We'll see what
you can remember your talents, right? That was one of my usual tangents. But
Colin, so I mean, they had 2 chances to clinch the National League playoff clinch in Milwaukee, and they struck out 40 times in 3 games in Milwaukee. They struck out 16 times in games 2 and 3 respectively. I don't know if I've ever seen a team strike out 16 times back-to-back nights, and this is the 5th time this season they've struck out 16 times. The first 4 they actually won. The second one they lost in extra innings. Brewers celebrated, clinched the NL Central. But I mean, like, Colin, that's a problem. You can't strike out 16 times in the playoffs.
No. Well, my theory is they lost that series on purpose. They wanted to save their victory there for the Mets. They wanted the Mets to see them clinch at their home stadium.
I mean, I feel like that would have happened like the NL East. Like they could have clinched the playoffs in Milwaukee and celebrate in New York.
No, they can do both.
They won everything.
It's more
in
majestic
New York.
that way. They won everything in New York. They don't like New York. Rhys Hoskins still has one of the slowest trots in MLB history as recorded since they started stat casting everything, right?
Yeah,
they never liked the Mets.
Yeah, it is the slowest.
Is it really?
Yeah, that was a great night.
It was a great night. Last night was better, but
Yeah, and then they come back last night. They scored 12 runs. Like this offense right now, very inconsistent.
Yeah.
They had a lot of injuries. Alec Boehm is back. Edmundo Sosa's back. Austin Hayes is rehabbing this weekend. Should be back next week. He had that kidney infection. It was like kind of a weird injury, but he should be back next week. So like when you get to the postseason, how are you dealing with Sosa? Because he's swinging a great bat. Do you platoon him and Stott? What do you do with the outfield with Hayes? Cal Stevenson's been playing well. You also have
Yeah.
Johan Rojas out there. Like there's a lot of guys out there. And who knows if Cal Stevenson going to make the playoff roster? You also have Cody Clemens. Like, how are you going to rotate some of these? Like, are you going to platoon the second base position? Are you going to platoon the left field or center field? Like, what are you going to do, Colin?
No, I'll tell you, Ben, I'm not really sure. It seems like every time you think you have a definitive answer about what you're going to do in the postseason, some guy heats up, another guy gets called up from AAA and gets the bulk of the playing time. I mean, you saw the Cal Stevenson game last week, that was, right? Then we had the Weston Wilson run. Austin Hayes is the guy who I think they want to put out there, but it's getting increasingly hard to justify that. And I think what people are overlooking is that Austin Hayes has not been bad. Um, he's just not been as good as his competitors. Johan Rojas has seemingly been pretty decent in in center field, and then of course Brandon Marsh is the guy they've had out there for the past 2 seasons. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. I don't think it's going to stay the same. I think even in the postseason, there will be Austin Hayes games, there will be Brendan Marsh games, there will be Johan Rojas games, might even be a Weston Wilson or a Cody Clemens game. Cal Stevenson, I think we need to see a little bit more from him. Not that he hasn't done enough up here. I'm just talking about more reps, more consistency. Just he still has some time he needs to prove himself. But I'll tell you, while we're talking about this, and we're talking, oh, Edmundo Sosa, right? Yeah, second base. I think Stott's gonna get the bulk of the playing time there. I think Stott's the type of player who can only hit out of his slump. Um, though there's also a point where you have to wonder: is this a slump or is this Bryson Stott? Um, and I think only time will tell that. I want to talk
Yeah.
about something else before, and I
Let
wanted
me
your
try
thoughts
and get
on. Sorry, go
let me
ahead.
get Stott's stats up real quick because I am
Yeah,
interested
yeah, do
because
that.
in his last 7 he's hitting 185, but over his last 15 he's hitting 258. So I mean,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
just kind of a recent thing. He's 5 for his last 27.
Oof.
He's gotten a hit. He's a little hit streak going. He's got a hit in his last 3.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe he's getting out of it slowly, but we'll see.
Yeah. So while we're talking about the injuries and coming back from injury, who's going to play where? One I'm curious to see what they're going to do is Spencer Turnbull just started a rehab assignment with, I believe, Lehigh Valley. He's been out for a while, but prior to his injury was a staple to the Phillies team. I mean, he was really good in the rotation. He held his own in the bullpen. He came back to the rotation for a little bit, and he kind of picked up right where he left off. Now we see Taijuan Walker, a $36 million man over the next 2 years, who has been struggling immensely for the entirety of 2024. So I don't think Taijuan Walker is going to be on a postseason roster.
No.
And if Spencer Turnbull comes back and pitches well, even if it's only for a few innings, based on his prior success and him seemingly not imploding, if he comes back and does well immediately, how can you not put him on the roster? Justify
I
it.
think Turnbull, if he plays well, will kind of be in the Michael Lorenzen spot that he was in last year as kind of
Yeah.
like the long man in the bullpen, the mop-up guy, but could also maybe even get a start in.
Yeah, really.
Lorenzen didn't get a start last year, but I mean, we'll see if some guy's struggling in the rotation. I mean, you should have Turnbull in this roster to either fill into the rotation or come out of the bullpen. You could save some of your guys as well. Like last year, when the Phillies killed the Braves in that one game, Michael Lorenzen came in for the 9th and ended it. But Taijuan Walker, man, he was pretty good out of the bullpen. Had a scoreless 2 innings against Miami, a huge scoreless 3 innings against the Mets last weekend. Got the start on Thursday, and as soon as it announced, I was like, "Oh, scheduled loss on Thursday." It just did not feel good. It was not good. 3.1 innings, 6 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He went out for the fourth. People hated him going back out for the fourth. I understood why they do it. Save the bullpen. The game's almost pretty much over anyway. You're starting to hit a little bit.
That was the right choice.
Put him out there. See if you can get something out of him to the bottom of the order. Obviously, you could not get anything out of him. But I mean, man, like his last 7 games, his last 4, over 4 starts, he's a 9.72 ERA in 25 innings.
Yeah.
His season ERA, he may literally, his season ERA is 6.91. He may honestly be the worst starting pitcher in all of baseball.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I know people. One of the arguments that drives me crazy right now is that there's only one more time the fifth starter is going to have to pitch this season. Look, that's great, but this problem doesn't go away in October, right? Because yes, is he going to be the starting pitcher? Absolutely not. But the problem is still there in a different capacity, right? Because he's going to have a spot or his spot is going to be in the bullpen. He may not occupy that spot, but the spot that he has been in prior to coming back in the rotation in the last week, someone has to fill that role. And if it's not him, then who is it going to be? Right? Even when he was in the rotation, we were asking the same question. So the problem of him being the fifth starter goes away, sure. But the Taijuan Walker problem is still there and arguably more important than ever. Because you're right, Michael Lorenzen did not start last year, but he played an important role out of the bullpen. If we have another one of those situations where we want to throw Zach Wheeler out there because we really need a win, and Wheeler can give us 3 or 4 innings, we're gonna need that Taijuan Walker-esque player to give us another 3 or 4 quality innings to just hold the opposition or to match the opposition. If we score 2, they score 2. I'm not asking him to be perfect, but whichever player fills that role that Taijuan Walker was in, that Michael Lorenzen was in, that I guess we could say Gilbert is in now, it needs to be somebody, and they're going to want to put Taijuan Walker in that role, and it simply can't happen.
I think that's where Turnbull comes in. I think he'll
it has
take that
to be.
role.
It has to be.
Depending on how he's been, I even think
You're cutting out, Ben.
Am I back?
You are back.
All right.
I missed a lot though.
All right. So
okay.
I no matter how Turnbull pitches when he comes back into the rotation, which I think if he's back, he could start on Tuesday, which would be the next fifth starter spot. You may see him again on short rest, maybe in Washington. I think it's going to have to be Turnbull. I don't think it could. Who else could it be? Taijuan Walker's not going to be on this postseason roster. Hopefully Thursday was the last time we ever see Taijuan Walker in a Phillies uniform on the field.
But you really think that? Because I don't think there's a chance in the world.
I don't think, I feel like if the Phillies would have wanted, they would have done it already if they wanted to DFA him. So how much is he making a year?
$18 million.
So that's
$36 million over the next 2 years. $36 million. $72 million overall.
That's money you're eating. But is it worth it? You can't have Taijuan Walker on this. I don't think he can be here.
Period. No. And I mean, I guess your only other up.
Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I don't really know what I was gonna say. But.
Oh, well, I wasn't totally sure either. I was gonna say, your other option there is Tyler Gilbert. He has allowed 2 runs in 4 1/3 innings. Is anyone really not going to sleep at night if he's not on the postseason roster? Because I think I'll be okay. I'll manage.
Yeah.
I'll cope.
One-time no-hitter pitcher, Tyler Gilbert.
Yeah, well, in his last 3 1/3, he has only allowed. Oh no, I was going to say he hasn't, but he has. It's a shame. He has a
They
lot of
also have
runs.
Colby Allard, who was good originally, now kind of stinks. He pitched
Seems to be
in.
like the recurring theme here, doesn't it? Not. I'm sorry, not Gilbert. Phillips, Allard, Walker. They all started off okay, and they're just slowly going down.
Yeah, and another thing, Ranger
Oh yeah,
Suarez. Ranger Suarez starting tonight. Um, he's been really concerned. Let me pull up his stats. He's been a problem. Like his velocity isn't there, but his velocity is there. Like his stuff like isn't really there. Like it's kind of like one thing's in there and one thing's not. In Milwaukee, he pitched 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, which is rare for him. Against Tampa, he pitched 5 1/3, allowed 12 hits, a career high, 4 runs, 2 walks, and then at Miami, where he had no velocity, he pitched 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Um, his ERA over his last 7 starts is 4.79. He was off to an unbelievable start, and like now towards the end of the season, down comes his like rate or whatever that is arrow.
yeah. Negative slope.
Yeah.
I think Ranger Suarez is hurt. I do. Um, what I should do, and I probably won't have the time to, but I'd love to, is I'd really like to watch side by side slow motion videos of how he was pitching in June compared to how he's pitching right now. And I bet you if you look close enough, you could find a very, very subtle difference. I mean, he has not been the same since we were at the stadium on June 1st, June
Yeah.
2nd, and
When
he
he
got
got hit,
hit in the foot
hand.
with a line drive in the
Was it
second inning
hand?
against the
Foot?
Cardinals. Foot, yeah, it was foot. Um, but it was his landing foot. Was it wait, no. I don't
I don't know.
remember. Regardless, though, I think everybody who watches baseball knows that both feet are pretty important, right? Because one foot is for pushing off the mound and getting velocity, and then the other one is for locating your pitch and hitting your spots. Because your front foot can't land naturally, you're not going to throw strikes. And when you are, they're not going to be good strikes. They're going to be slow strikes. So there's something wrong with Suarez. And I don't know if it's a
So
minor thing and they're trying to have him like pitch around it, which is a terrible, terrible strategy in my opinion. But I think it'd also be a combination of that and fatigue, right? Because I'm going to pull it up. I don't know off the top of my head. He has thrown do 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 do. Where's his name on the roster? Oh, there it is. 143 and 2/3 innings this year. In the past, he has never eclipsed 155 and a third. So he's getting up there
hmm.
to where he was in 2022. Last year, he only threw 125. So I think that's something that's worth noting now. And I want to look at two. May as well just go dive right in. Is what his August and September numbers looked like in 2022. Hmm, that's actually pretty funny. Um, he was the opposite in 2022 when he pitched
Wow.
155 innings, 4.42 ERA in April, 4.85 in May. I'll skip a few months. The rest were pretty average. August, 2.83. September, 3.14. So my hypothesis is wrong. What else is new? Um, no, that is weird. 25 starts, and he was better toward the end of the year than he was in the beginning. Yeah, that's strange. So in that case, I think it has to be. I'm sure there's a little fatigue there because he's at his career high, and when you've only built up to it once, there's going to be fatigue. Um, but I think there's some injury. The velocity down, the mechanics, they seem choppy. They don't seem as smooth as he was earlier in the season. Something's off. Um, because I mean, if he has another bad start, the media is bound to start asking, right? Eventually,
Yeah,
they're gonna
and
have to question it.
yeah, there's definitely gonna have, and he'll start tonight in New York. Depending how it goes, it could be his last of the regular season. But if it's really bad, do you consider having him in the bullpen in the postseason, going with three guys in the rotation? I mean, they've done it before with the three guys, but I mean, is it getting to a point?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he was so good in the beginning of the season. I don't think you can ignore that. And if you give him a little bit of downtime, I think that could really help. Um, maybe again, I'm not a doctor. I am not a physical therapist. I don't know what he needs, but if you can get him that over the next 2.5 weeks, assuming they clinch today, tomorrow, hopefully no later than Monday, um, I think that could help him a lot.
Yeah, the
But
Phillies
again,
they are
it
they
is
are still
weird.
looking for that buy, so
Yeah, but
which they
I
should be.
don't I don't understand what they like. It didn't seem like they rushed him back from injury at all. It was supposed to be a short thing, and it seemed that they really extrapolated it out just to get him some extra rest. But it seems to be doing more harm than good. So I don't think I have a Ranger Suarez solution right now. I'm I'm perplexed.
Perplexed. And
Perplexed.
speaking of the rotation, Colin, um, we wrote something down earlier about a note on the rotation. Like, who would you rather start in the second spot, Nola or Sanchez? Sanchez is so good at home, but do you want Nola in the two spot as the second ace? I feel like that's what they've been going with. Or do you want Sanchez at home to get a definite win and not force anything on the road?
I've got a crazy notion, and it's wrong, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I think it's worth hearing. What if Nola's your four?
Well, that's what they would do. They
Nola's
would have
as the four
Sanchez. They'd have Sanchez in the two, Nola in the four.
and Suarez in the three?
Yes.
I think that's the best best solution. It
Yeah.
really
So
is.
Sanchez at
Well, hold on. Why
home.
why does Suarez have to be three? Why wouldn't Suarez be four?
Um, because they just always have Ranger in the three, unless you want him in the four. But
No. And here's why. Aaron Nola has gotten fatigued over the last few postseasons, come late NLDS, early NLCS, even the World Series in 2022. But he's always been good in the wild card. He's always been good for the majority of the NLDS. And I can't think of any other reason for that other than workload. He's thrown 200 innings almost every season of his major league career over the last 6, 7, 8 years. As soon as he gets to the postseason, he throws, 4 or 5 more games than he's used to, and he really, really struggles. So he's in that four spot. He's pitching significantly less, probably 2 or 3 starts total, if they'd make it deep in the postseason. And I would love to see Aaron Nola make 2, maybe 3 really, really good starts instead of 4 or 5, like where 2 are good, the third one's okay, and the last 2 he's just terrible because that's what happened in 2022. I want to see 3 really, really good Aaron Nola starts in the postseason. From the 4 spot, he can do that.
yeah, Nola or Sanchez, excuse me, at home a 2.05 ERA, while on the road 5.02. So it's a major, major difference and much more innings at home. Nola, kind of similar numbers at home. Sorry about that. 3.31 innings away, 3.79 ERA. Or excuse me, 3.31 ERA at home, 3.79 ERA away. So, I mean, for me, if you're looking, I don't love the split thing. Like postseason, it's like just literally anything can happen. But looking
Yeah.
at this, it's too drastic for me. I also like your point about Nola's. having less starts, saving it for later rounds, and then you can always switch around the rotation. You can always have Nola pitch second,
Totally.
switch it around. I mean, for the first NLDS, we don't know if we'll be home for the NLCS. NLDS, they should have home field advantage. So no, I think it should be Sanchi in the 2, Nola in the 4. Or if you're clinching, if you have a chance to clinch game 3, maybe you put Nola in the 3 so you get more rest to get the sweep. If you want to do that, to definitely have a chance, unless you want to do it with Ranger. NLCS, if they play the Dodgers and the Dodgers are the 1 seed, you should put. I mean, you could do Nola in the 2 at Dodger Stadium. Sanchez pitches at home in game 4. I don't know. It's like weird, but I feel like there's a definite answer. But I just don't think it's going to happen.
No. Well, then, while we're on the topic of postseason discussion, we've got 2 more segments today. One of them involves the postseason, so may as well go into that, yeah?
Sure.
We have a special edition of Pepper, which, just like our umpire game, we have not done in a while.
Yeah, I haven't done Pepper in a long time.
I know, there's just too much to talk about. So, I have 4 postseason Phillies questions, but only 3 of them have to do with the postseason, because I was desperate. So question number 3 has nothing to do with the postseason.
All right, whatever.
But 3 of the questions either have to do with actual things in the postseason or Phillies teams that are known for their postseason runs.
All right.
AKA 2008 or 1980. So, I'm not going to start a clock because you never follow the clock. But don't stutter, don't wait, answer me right away, and we'll have a great time. You ready?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. Who is the Phillies' all-time postseason home run leader?
Mike Schmidt. That feels wrong.
Okay. Which former Phillies pitcher became a United States Senator?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Grover Cleveland Alexander? I have no clue.
Are you just saying that because of the president?
Yes.
That would have been ironic. Okay, this is a complicated question, so I'm going to read it slowly. Sorry. Of the players in Phillies history who are in the top 15 in playoff hits, so the 15 players in Phillies history who have had the most playoff hits, how many of them are active? Meaning on the team right now. This is really just a guess for a little discussion afterward.
2.
Finally, 4 players hit 20-plus home runs in 2008. Name 3.
20-plus homers?
In 2008.
Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, and Jason Worth.
All right. You've been peppered.
That feels horrible. Feels absolutely terrible. Really?
I mean, the one question, the question about playoff hits in the top 15, no one expects you to get that right, but you were in the ballpark.
Okay. Wait, so what was the other one I got right? I know I got the 08 one right.
Yeah. It was that one. So
that was it? That was the only one?
Yeah. So
oh, man, that's not good. That's like my worst Pepper ever.
Right. So the Phillies' postseason home run lead is actually Jason Worth. When I found this quiz online, and when I took the quiz,
I feel like I knew that.
I took the quiz online, I answered Schmidt, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I
but
feel
I know
like
you're more of a postseason like Phillies history buff than I am. I don't know my 08, my 80 that well, so I thought you might know that.
No, I feel like I did know it was like not Mike Schmidt, but I just threw him out of because it's the first name I thought of.
And I asked you these questions out of order by accident. Right. The senator was Senator Bunning, Senator Jim Bunning.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Grover
then
Cleveland Alexander.
So you said 2 players. It's actually 4. 4 players that are active on the Phillies right now.
The first two I thought about Harper and Schwarber.
So that's 1 and 3.
Okay.
Not of the top 15, of the active 4 right now.
So is Harper 1, Schwarber 3?
Yes.
Who's 2 and 4?
Real Muto and Bohm. Now, let me see. I don't think I still have. Oh, I do still have it up. So overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Harper is 7th overall. 8, 9, 10, 11 is Real Muto. 13 is Schwarber, and 14 is Bohm.
Who's
And
number
then I
1?
just said Jimmy Rollins and Shane
Makes
Victorino
sense.
both have 47.
Oh.
So Harper
Oh.
would top them with 13 hits this postseason. Very
He may do
doable.
it. He may do it.
A lot of guys are going to get up there. I mean, Marsh, if he gets 10 hits, will be within the top 10 probably. Alec Bohm, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto would all be probably top 10, top 5.
And
Nick
I mean,
Castellanos has a chance.
that Harper thing is kind of crazy. He's only been in 2 postseasons and he's 6th overall. Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino were there 07, 08, 09, 10. They were there 5 seasons and then got 47. Harper, how much does Harper have? 30?
4.
30, like, I mean, like, that's crazy in 2
Yeah.
postseasons.
And even Stott could probably be top 15 by the end of this postseason. He's at 17. Right now, number 15 has 24.
Who is 15?
Raul Ibanez. So really, they're just competing against each other right now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
that was
cool.
an interesting anecdote. And then the last one hit the nail on the head here with Utley, Howard, and Worth, you said?
Yes, it was the 4th.
Pat Burrell.
Wait. Oh.
You were going to say Rollins, right?
No. I was going to say Victorino, I think.
Okay.
But I was going to say Rollins
I wouldn't have gotten Pat the Bat.
No,
I
I
think
wouldn't
of Pat
have
the
guessed.
Bat. I think of like 2000 to 2007.
Yeah, a horrible 08
2008
postseason.
seems like far past.
Yeah. All right.
Pat the Bat time.
Anyway,
Well,
let's talk about SeatGeek because speaking of playoffs, the tickets are expensive, and you can save some money at SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best. As always, download the SeatGeek app. Link in the description and the bio of all social medias. Green dot is good. Red dot is bad. Yellow dot is okay. You want those greenies. The one time you want to avoid the red during Red October. Then you're going to use code at checkout. You're going to use code Philly Sports Report to save $20 off your first purchase. PHILLYSPORTSREPORT. What are you doing, Colin?
hold the S.
You're going to hold it. Save $20 off your first purchase. Thank you to SeatGeek, as always, for sponsoring. No offense to SeatGeek. No offense to SeatGeek. I hope I don't have to use you because the resale prices on these tickets are absolutely ridiculous. But if I do, I'm going to use code Philly Sports Report to save $20 off.
Yeah, you are. All right, Ben. All right. It's probably the last time we're going to do this in the regular season. Isn't that sad?
Yeah. So, I mean, let's look at the postseason picture right now.
Oh, right. Sorry. Go.
The Phillies and the Dodgers are tied for the best record in all of baseball. I'm looking at this thing right now, off track. All these rounds have sponsors except the wild card round.
It looks like we have an opportunity. I'll email Rob now. Rob Manfred, that is, not our Rob.
Yeah, give him a call.
After this, I have his number in my phone.
Yeah, NLDS and AL. The DSs are Booking.com. The CSs are Loan Depot, and the World Series is Capital One. So we got some competition.
And the wild card is Philly Sports Reports and SeatGeek doing a combined effort on the sponsorship.
Yeah, we're doing a joint sponsorship. Yeah, so right now the Phillies and Dodgers are tied for the best record in baseball. The Phillies have the boost over the Dodgers because they have the season series over them. So right now the Phillies are the 1 seed. They would either play the winner of the Padres or Diamondbacks series, while the Dodgers would either play the winner of the Brewers or Mets series. The Mets and Diamondbacks have an opportunity to flip-flop. The Mets could switch with the Braves, But right now, this is what we're looking at. So, Colin, who would you rather play?
San
The
Diego.
Padres or the Diamondbacks? The Padres or the Diamondbacks, either one. Or the Brewers or the Mets? So would you rather have the one or
I'm
two?
taking San Diego.
But then you would maybe have to play the Diamondbacks. Like, which outcome would you rather? Which series would you rather see?
I'm still taking that series. I think we can get revenge against Arizona. And we've always played well against the Padres. I don't like New York. I
Yeah,
don't like
I'm
them.
very scared of. I hate the Mets, but I'm scared of a team that goes into the postseason that has no expectations and is just like nothing like that. And that's what the 2022 Phillies were. That's what the 2023 Diamondbacks were, and that's what the 2024 Mets are going to be. All those
No, I
teams
don't
have
like
gone to
the
the World
sound of that.
Series. So, and the
I
Mets
don't
are
like it.
very hot at the right time. I would be fine playing the Brewers. They don't scare me at all. I'm scared of the Diamondbacks. We never play well against the Diamondbacks, period. The Padres, we play well, but they're just so hot right now. So, I don't know. But if the Phillies can play in October like they have been the last 2 years, if the pitching can pitch, if the hitting is hitting, and everything is just coming together, I think they can beat anybody. But everything
I
needs to
agree.
come together like it has the last 2 years. What would happen this year with a week off? I don't know.
That scares me a bit. I'm not a fan of the week off.
Philly, they need it though. They need it.
They do. Yeah, you're right.
All right, so the magic number to clinch the NL East is 2, but if they win one in New York, they'll win it. And then what? Their magic number to clinch a bye is 6, I think, or something. And then their magic number to clinch the one seed is in double digits still. Hold on, let me pull this up. I think this dude has posted it the last few times.
Well, can't be double digits anymore. We've only got 9 games left.
All right, here. So the magic number to clinch the NL East is 1 or 2. The first round bye is 5, and the 1 seed is 8. So it could happen.
Yeah, it could. So a little preview for what's ahead as we segue into our last predictions of the year. You've got the Mets for 2 more. The Cubs at the bank for 3. And then we are in the Capitol to round out the season. So that would mean that their potential situations here, they can clinch the NL East today at 4:10 Eastern. Well, 7-ish, I guess, when the game ends.
Yeah.
And then you said 5, right? For the top 2. So that would be the end of the Cubs series.
They could also get some help there with the Brewers losing.
Right. So assuming you gain 1 each day, not 2, which would be incredible, but that would be in the Cubs. And then if the Brewers don't feel like helping us at all, it would be the 29th against the Nationals. But I think you could see that. I mean, what would be the best case scenario? Of course, it's super unlikely. Is you could check off all your boxes by this upcoming Tuesday in Chicago. I mean, it would have to be it would have to be 4 Phils wins, 4 Brewers losses, and 2 nice weeks of rest for our starters.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think
it won't.
I think they clinched the first round bye. In Philadelphia against the Cubs. I think they clinched the 1 seed or the NL East in New York. I don't know if it happens today with Suarez on the mound. It'll definitely happen Sunday if anything, but it's Sunday Night Baseball, so I don't know. But I think they'll do it. And then I think they get the first round bye against Chicago, and then I think the 1 seed could come down to last Saturday or Sunday. But are you really worried about that? I think when they have the first round bye, the Phillies will start resting guys.
They will.
Harper needs.
I mean, hey, the Brewers are a good team, right? There's no denying that. So they're not going to make it easy. It's not going to happen on Tuesday in Chicago, but it could and it should happen.
Yeah, the Brewers lost last night to the Diamondbacks. They've lost their first 2 to the Diamondbacks of the series, and now they play the Diamondbacks for another 2, and then they are in Pittsburgh, and then host the Mets. The Mets could be, who knows what could be, who knows if the Phillies are going to get that spot, but next weekend the Mets will be fighting for a playoff spot. But
yeah,
Pittsburgh's not fighting for anything, so the Phillies just have to win, period. And then the Dodgers, who we are competing for the 1 seed, they beat the Rockies last night. First of all, Shohei Ohtani 50-50. Unbelievable. 6 for 6 to 3 homers, 10, how many RBIs? 16 or something? Crazy. Yeah, they won again 20-4. Now they're hosting the Rockies for 3, and then they're hosting the Padres, and then
wait, is this the Dodgers or the Chargers?
This is the Dodgers. All right.
Sorry, I had to put the bad dad joke in there with the 20-4.
All right.
I mean, 2 safeties would be absurd, but
yeah,
the 20s sounds like football.
All right, so the Rockies Padres Rockies. The Padres could be tough, but just got to hope the Padres can do some business against the Dodgers. But the Dodgers aren't losing right now, so they just are refusing.
Yeah. All right, Ben. We've got 8 to go. What do you think?
8-0. No, I think after this Cubs series, it'll stop mattering. So.
Yeah, I'll give them a solid 4-4.
Yeah, I really don't care.
Backups will do their business. They'll clinch. The backups will do their business, and we'll move on to the postseason with
get the bye, and I'm good.
A nice 95 win season, I hope.
Yeah, no 100 win teams this year.
No. People think it's going to be the new standard.
You think it's going to become rare?
People think that, yeah. You know what I don't understand? I know we've been rambling for a while now, so I'll get you guys out of here. But you got a team like the White Sox. How does nobody have 100 wins? They were just handing them out.
Unfortunate. Well, happy birthday, Colin Daly.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring. Subscribe, rate us, follow us. Everyone sing happy birthday.
Oh, no.
Go Phillies.
Get out of here. Go Phillies.